Stay tuned to learn how a motor vehicle accident case turned into a huge products liability litigation that held a manufacturer accountable. Hi there, Kurt and Mark. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'd like to hear from you. I understand you had significant litigation and a big case against an auto manufacturer. Talk to us about that.
That's right. Yeah, it was, I think, probably our highest or most publicized case we've ever had. Ended up on Good Morning America, World News Tonight. Here's the skinny on it. Our client was driving, I think it was a 2009 Chevy Malibu. She was in the mountains. A lot of folks come to Colorado, they drive in the mountains, and they have a hard time driving because there's twists and turns and there's, snow and ice. Well, our client, Miss Hopkins, was an experienced Colorado driver, so those weren't issues for her. And she's driving over a well-known pass outside of Fairplay, and she loses control of her car, and the car goes off a mountain pass and plunges, by some accounts, 100 to 300 feet down a mountain. Car flips upside down. She survives. She's in the car for 5 days, and she writes on an umbrella, "Still alive, please help." Puts it out. Nobody sees it. She's trying to eat dry oatmeal to survive. Her body starts to shut down. She is going into renal failure, kidney failure, and this is in the middle of April, and so it gets cold in Colorado in the mountains. So we're below freezing temperatures at nighttime while she's sleeping in that car. She's hitting hypothermia, and on the 6th day, she's rescued and flight for life via helicopter to the hospital. Ends up losing both of her legs below the knees, but otherwise survives. And a few weeks later, while she's recovering from a double amputation in the hospital, she receives the recall letter from General Motors, letting her know that her vehicle was the most recalled car that year, and that in emergency situations, the emergency control systems, such as the anti-lock braking system and the electronic stability and traction control, could go out.
Wow.
And so she learned about this. She came to us. And we dug in. We found out about the 2009 Malibu, and we filed a lawsuit against GM alleging that the car, she lost control and was unable to keep control because the car lost its electronic stability control, traction control, and anti-lock brakes. And so we went toe-to-toe with one of the biggest car manufacturers in the country, and we litigated against them here in federal court in Colorado, and ended up settling confidentially halfway through litigation. But it was one of the most, I think, rewarding cases to work on, as Kristen was just, mother of 4, lost both her legs, was looking for some type of hope in her life, for answers, and to be able to fight for her when no one else was really meaningful. And to be able to hold, go toe to toe with General Motors in court and to fight on Kristen's behalf was just, I think, one of the watershed moments of our law firm's career, and being able to hopefully make change in that case. So it was very rewarding, and we're glad we could settle it for Kristen.
Wow. That is an incredible story. It breaks my heart, not only for what happened to her as a person, but, a mother of 4. I just cannot even imagine the trauma for that family. But the other thing that's in the back of my mind is, how difficult was it to litigate against this big corporate giant, GM? They've been in the news, not in a good way, several times. And so did you find it difficult in the discovery process? How was that? Talk about that just a little bit.
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, products cases are inherently difficult. Our firm is built up to have the resources, the manpower, and the gumption to go toe-to-toe with these kinds of companies, so that doesn't dissuade us at all. It was challenging. It wasn't as challenging as I might have thought. They hired a local firm out of Oklahoma that we dealt with, and they were smart lawyers. They were talented, but I didn't feel like they had anything on us. We enjoyed battling with them and getting tough with them, and I think they respected us as adversaries, and so it went really well. Another interesting point from the case is that after this, we started getting a lot of different type of amputation cases. This is our first double amputee case, and now when amputation cases come our way, either through motorcycle crashes or fracking explosions, I have a couple clients I can put in touch with Kristen, who was our original double amputee, to talk about what life is like, losing your legs, and the decision to do that, and what life challenges are presented. Because you see on TV Dancing with the Stars, people with all sorts of prosthetics, and people lose sight of how challenging it really is to live without lower limbs. And so it's nice to have these group of clients that can all have kind of a community and share their challenges and find a way forward with a very difficult injury.
Wow. Well, again, that's an amazing story, and you all did an incredible job for that family. So thank you again, and for what you do, for making a difference, for getting justice for people like her that so richly deserve it, and for holding big corporations like General Motors accountable for those types of things.
Thank you.